to be talking about Star Trek Strange New World. Woo! Strange New World, Star Trek. It's Trek Talk. I'm ready to go, Maiamama. Thank you so much for having us here to talk about Star Trek. Yes, we should definitely do it. I was telling my TikTok audience that I kept saying Star Trek and Strange New Worlds because I was triggering your captions. So the captions underneath would say Star Trek, Strange New Worlds, Star Trek, Strange New Worlds, Lieutenant Ortega's, Star Trek, Strange New Worlds. I'm just really silly. I'm just really silly. But let's talk about Star Trek. Accessibility is super fun. I'm all right. I'm ready to go, Maiamama. Ooh, nice. Yeah, no, this looks great, Maya. I love this. Yeah, I, that's right. Yeah, people are here for the Star Trek, though. They're not here. They're not here to be mesmerized by our nerdy beauty. They need to see the Star Trek image in larger resolution. That is gorgeous, and I love it. Yes. All right, yeah, let's see. My synopsis is that my synopsis of this episode is this is how Ortegas gets her groove back. You know how Stella got her groove back? This is Ortegas getting her groove back. Instead of going to a tropical island and having an inappropriate relationship with someone who's 20 years old younger than them, she instead has a wonderful exchange with a female Gorn where they become friends, and that's how she gets over her trauma. And I am gonna want to talk about, I think, some of the strange. Well, let's get into it, but I have some stuff to talk about for Strange New Worlds. Actually, can I interrupt? I'm going to interrupt because every episode of this season, Strange New Worlds, has started with a different character doing their what do you call them? Their log entry, their journaling. They're using early words.io. And this one started with Lieutenant Ortegas. So and also like the previously episode on, I gotta say, I actually don't appreciate the storytelling that the previous episode on does. It ruins the story for me. Cause like, I'm too genre savvy. The second they showed me the previous episode, I was like, well, I know everything that's going to happen in this episode. I didn't anticipate the Metrons until about two-thirds of the way through the episode. Okay, all right. I gotta say, TOS love to have aliens that looked vaguely like they were referencing Greek gods, and the Metrons were no different. How many super powerful aliens are there wearing togas in the universe? A lot. Star Trek's answer to that question is a lot of togas everywhere. Yeah, it was like a couple hours. It was a couple of hours. But here's the thing, crashing is not her favorite thing. So we got to see her in yes. She Although I gotta say, she was doing some really tight, like she was reminding me of The Martian, you know that movie where like Matt Damon's like, I'm totally gonna survive on this planet by myself and I'm growing potatoes. I was ready for her to start a potato farm on there. She was doing so good. Wait, are you talking about Una's hair? You're talking about Una's hair. I gotta say, I'm liking everybody's hair. I don't know if you've noticed this. Ortega's has three different hairstyles, and I noticed it partially because of the previous episode on where I got to see this has been a different choice stylistically for Star Trek. Normally, Star Trek characters get one hairstyle per season, and maybe if they're Deanna Troi, they might get two, but generally you get one. And generally, yes, yeah, yeah. Actually, Troy used to have three different iconic episodes. There was a big bun with like a jeweled thing. But anyway, I have noticed that Ortega's has fully sweeped into the middle, sweeped off to the side, and messy because I'm surviving, and I'm here for all three looks. They are way less different. Like the different hairstyles for Una and Uhura, they do radically different hairstyles. Laan almost always has the exact same hairstyle. Yeah, right. Mhm. Indeed. Yes. Yes. What's Division 12? What? Oh no, Maya. They're doing this is fan canon. They're referencing like Division 12 in the Star Trek universe refers to the strategic unit in the fan run Bravo Fleet Starfleet organization operating out of the Deep Space Station and focused on diplomacy and humanitarian relief in the Algo sector. You can find references to it. It was used in the Dominion War, described in the Memory Beta Wiki, and it's been the subject of a bunch of speculation. So I think you're correct. I believe that potentially they're going to make it a thing that is real. But for now, it is, I think, a reference that like hardcore Star Trek nerds who do role playing games, Star Trek like TTRPGs. They're like there's an audience demographic that was just like, yeah, when they said Starfleet 12, I bet. Miss Gorn, I love her. Oh, so you immediately were like, she's gonna get fridged. this character has to get fridged. There's no way for this character to exist in the Star Trek universe and for that to make any sense. Yeah, like there's no going back for me. Can I just say though that like I liked this episode, but I don't buy a Gorn acting like that. Like I know that the idea is this is a Gorn that's at the like they know that there's no future for them because like that's the experiment that the Metrons are doing. Like the Metrons are like I'm gonna put a Gorn on this planet and I'm gonna have them be injured and abandoned by their people so they don't think there's anything except this terrarium. That's the only reality there is. What happens when I put a human in here? Let's see. Like the Metrons are messed up for playing with people like that. Mm, okay. Okay. Like none of that's possible. So yeah, yeah, no, it made me laugh. Yes. Uh, yes. Yes, she's super fun. Yes, yes. Maya, I have a bad piece of news. You know how I ruin things? I have something to ruin for you. It's silly goose. I use the phrase silly goose all the time. I only recently found out that it's from the Nazis. I know. I didn't ruin it, but I did research that ruined it for me, and now I'm sharing that knowledge with you. But silly Billy, I think I think silly Billy. I think because like here's the thing. I like the like because you're like that is the accurate way to describe Lieutenant Ortega's. Like Lieutenant Ortega's is hardcore and is also a goofball and is fun at a party. And them having fun playing a game was delightful. Okay, that's correct. Hey, you try to be fun after you get half digested. It's traumatic. Oh my god. Here's the thing, she already had war trauma. She had war trauma from the Klingon War. She was already like there were already here's a question I have though. Why make all the Strange New Worlds trauma be about Gorn? Cause like Laan already has all this Gorn trauma, and then like in season two, they're like, let's make this other character have Gorn trauma, and then we'll just keep exploring Star Trek characters processing trauma of the Gorn. Klingon, Klingon. I I don't disagree. Yet they can't run into the Romulans. Like the Romulans can't be because the Romulans have to be introduced in TOS, so they can't have any. But like, here's the thing: there were bad guys in Enterprise. There were original alien characters that the Star Trek TV show Enterprise created. Why am I not seeing any of them? All I see is, oh, it's the Gorn. It's the Gorn again. One more time. How big is this universe? It's Gorn identity. Too Gorn. Too much Gorn. Yes, 100%. Yes, yes. But go for it. Yes. This is yes, but like they can they can make choices. Yeah. I also agree. Agree. Actually, they played a different game because like they actually Ortega's got to learn how to play Gorn D&D where you eat the piece at the last move or Gorn. I guess it wasn't like more. It was like more like a Gorn. What's a good game that we could compare it to? Because it was like a tabletop game with a lot of different pieces and at different areas, circled areas. What's that game where it's like you have different worlds and you have to roll the dice? Whatever. Catan, yes, yes, exactly. This was the Star Trek that. Well, this was Gorn. This is Gorn Settlers of Catan. I freaking love it. Hell yeah. Um, I so 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 this is the plot of the TOS episode Arena. In Arena, that like as always, the ship is doing some stuff and it's chasing a Gorn ship. It's chasing the Gorn ship to go do some like they're gonna fight the Gorn, and then they end up at this planet, and Kirk it gets beamed down, and then all of a sudden they can't get him back up. So you've got now we've seen this shape most of the times. Star Trek Star Trek makes a Star Trek episode. That's what TOS did. Then TNG would make stories that were shaped like that with slightly different stuff happening. So, like, the arena formula is one we have seen over and over and over again. The Enterprise comes to a planet. Some people are on the planet and they're trapped on the planet, and then up in the air, they have to like maybe have a standoff or a fight with another ship, but they really want to save the person down there, and they're being prevented from doing a full fight by some mysterious big gigantic power. And in this case, it was the Metrons being like, I'm not sure if you humans or Gorn deserve to exist. I want to check this out. And like I'm gonna yeah, no, yes, yes, no, no, no. But like here's my yes, yeah, they were like but here's the thing: it wasn't just Laan; it was like three others, right? So it's like three others was like, um, now I knew this was happening the second they were like, let's send Laan down to the planet. I was like, oh no, all right. But it happened. Yeah. Here's my question: if the Metrons can freeze time in the middle of a beam out, why can't they freeze time in the middle of a photon being in the air? Because they do not care. The Metrons are POS. I am against the Metrons. I think the Metrons are stank. STANK, they stank. I'm against them. I'm anti-Metron. Yeah. Yes. And was like, but here's the thing. Yeah, also, like, didn't they make it sound? So they did make it sound like, yeah, we're gonna test you about the Gorn later, but it also made it sound like maybe the Metrons mess with human memories all the time. And I was like, oh, this is an interesting way to try and fix the inconsistencies in canon in Star Trek. To suggest that there are some Star Trek aliens that are just out there changing people's minds and their memories. Well, I was glad that they were like, we're gonna let you. I was like that, like they're letting her keep what happened to her on the planet, and they were like, "What happened to you was real." You just said something that made me have a question. So, are the Metrons creating a situation, or are the Metrons just taking advantage of a situation? Like the Metrons actually set up Kirk and the Gorn to be in a fight. They just froze them in the moment of their fight so they could check it out. But like in this episode, it did seem like Ortega's got pulled onto that planet by an artificially created wormhole. Like that wormhole's feel it felt like it was created by the Metron. No? You don't think so? That's real. Yeah. Let's see what happens. Huh. Okay. Okay. Ortega's has an exchange with the Gorn where she says, "Isn't it weird that the wormhole showed up out of the blue, but also I couldn't see you. I couldn't. My equipment didn't pick you." So I feel like this is a little bit of inconsistency in the writing, but also the Metrons be just doing shenanigans. Yes, please. Yes, please. I was gonna. Yeah, yeah. All right. So we're looking at. So we're going through enemy mine episodes. These are Star Trek episodes that have the plot of main Star Trek character gets trapped on planet with the enemy alien character, and because they have to survive together, they become less than enemies, maybe even friends, possibly more. I did want to say that, like, it's complicated that they gendered that Gorn female, because I was like, are you setting some stuff up for some fan writing? I think you just did. Okay. Anyway. Yes, I'm not here for it. I'm not here for it. And I can see the writers being like, exactly. Thank you. I will also go to the TV show V. I will also go to V. But no, you're actually right. The Vastra and Jenny are a more consensual adult relationship that makes sense. Anyway, Enemy Mine is a Oh my god, that outfit though. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the Metron's toga. That is everything. Actually, goddamn. Jeez. Fabulous. Yes. Okay, the costume designer for Strange New Worlds is eating. Is eating. Let's just give it a little more draping, a little more. Yes. Oh yeah. No. Oh, 100%. 100%. Okay, let me see the image. Oh, I don't remember this episode. Day of the Dead. Okay. This is TOS. I'm realizing I don't. Amazing. Thank you. Oh, right, Maya. Okay. So here's the thing. I tend to avoid certain TOS episodes that trigger me. I'm realizing I rarely watch Day of the Dove because it has so much fucking brown face. Like, it just looks like blackface to me. And it makes me upset and angry. Just looking at y'all, just here, I'm going to show this to our audience so they can see. I just pulled up. Oh, you can't see it. If you Google, I just Googled it, and like the images that automatically come up that are auto loaded in Google, I was like, oh right, that's why I don't remember this episode. Like, I actually really like Jerome Bixby's work. I think Jerome wrote some interesting episodes, but I don't remember this one at all, and I was like, why? And it's because the brown face is so heavy. Tell me about okay. Yeah. Although, actually, no, I don't think Darmok and Jalad at Tanagra, Darmok is a different situation. Well, here's the thing. In an Enemy Mine episode, the two people are there accidentally. In this episode, this is like this is a take on it, but it was like the aliens knew what happens, so they constructed it, but it wasn't accidental. Yes, yes. Okay, yeah. We wanna Lou Gossett Jr. and what was the actor's name? Oh no, Dennis Quaid. Louis Gossett Jr. and Dennis Quaid in a 1980s film. That's what That's what Darmok at Tanagra. Darmok and Jalad at Tanagra. Okay, another one. Another one. Wait, let me see. Yes. Wait a second. Peak performance. I don't know if I remember this one. Peak performance. Star Trek. Oh. Okay, well, okay. So this is what I remember in peak performance. I remember the game that Data plays, and he plays to a standstill, and that's how you win. I forget the entire other plot where I was like, what was the other plot? How was it enemy mine? That's so funny. So how was this an enemy mine episode? So Riker and LaForge. Oh wait, no. It's Riker. It's Riker and Wesley Crusher who go on to on a thing. What? Yeah, I don't. Oh man. Okay. All right. Y'all. I believe that we are possibly going to have to. I believe Maya. I just want to say this. After we get done doing we're just reviewing episodes. I think I'm going to want to do two different episodes of Trek Talk. One Trek Talk that's just the enemy mine episode, so we can like actually get into them. Because I'm slowing you down, so you just keep going and listing them. I'm going to resist the urge to get into it, but I want to do a full episode of that and a full episode of the aliens. Go for it. Sorry. Oh right, yeah, and they have to climb a mountain. They have to climb a mountain. We know they're frenemies, but a frenemy mine with the free. I love it. Yes, this is true. With the in fact, Maya, was that our first introduction to the Jemadar? It was an enemy mine situation where they were trapped on the planet, and then they ended up. Okay, interesting. Because I feel like that was the one that had Tony Todd playing playing one of those aliens. Oh wait, no, you didn't put the link. You didn't put the link. No. Okay. I'm so nerdy. I'm like, I need the link. It's because I'm going to use this for us to talk about this later. Like, I do this thing. I'm talking to our TikTok audience right now for everybody in Twitch. I do this thing called a Star Trek flight. It's like a flight of wine where we give you like 6 episodes that are on a specific theme or topic throughout all of the different Star Trek, since Maiamama and I have seen them all multiple times. And I'm like, ooh, I think an enemy mind flight would be mwah, delicious. You could even do a only Star Trek Deep Space Nine enemy mind flight, I think, with just the main characters making friends with enemies. Yeah, I love it. I think it's fascinating. You're struggling though, and I have you doing research on screen. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Mm-hmm. Cool. Those Sulabons. Those darn Sulabons. Okay. Okay. Oh. All right. Who are the Taconians? Oh. So this was in the video game. I love this. Maya's so deep cut. Oh wow. Thank you, creator. Oh, I love Maya. You do the best research. You do the best research. I did love that Uhura did a prayer in Swahili. Because Uhura often references Swahili a lot in her early iterations. I always wonder if she fully lost it when her brain got deleted by that alien machine. Um, okay, what is this a picture of? Are the opinions the one that are like, it is not logical? Like, were they the ones that they, yeah, like were they made Barkley super smart? That was those are the Iconians, right? Oh no, that's a different. Okay, sorry. We're We're going to have to do a full episode with with good pictures and screen caps of all of these higher powered aliens. Because they're all the Ians. Like the Telosians, the Nicosians, like I can't tell the difference between them. At the library? Whoa. Oh shit. So it's like before. Oh. Oh, that's interesting. I finally found. Oh, okay, that's rude. I found a list on Quora of like aliens that are like Q. And do you have Kevin on your list? Uxbridge. Kevin Uxbridge, who put a song in Deanna Troy's brain that made her feel insane in the membrane. And was like, yeah, I got so mad that my wife was killed. I deleted an entire species and I put myself in Falcon Boy's exile. But like he was so powerful. And I was like, what kind of alien are you, Kevin? Like what is you, Kevin? Because Kevin be strong. Kevin be I don't know. Like, well, that's the thing. Like, what is Kevin? I don't know what Kevin Uxbridge is. He never tells us. Okay, what about the alien that was like God? You remember that movie where Spock and Spock's brother and like an aging like he was like middle. Yeah, yeah, Cybok. And like Kirk was like middle aged and like it was like I'm freaking out about being middle aged. I feel like actually that's every movie. Every movie Kirk was like I'm getting older and I don't know how to deal with it. It's just like I'm aging and I don't. I don't totally mind that Star Trek tells tropey stories where there are Star Trek tropes. Like I said at the beginning of this conversation, I don't mind that there's a lot of enemy mine shaped episodes out throughout Star Trek. I don't totally mind that the male captain is always insecure about aging and what comes next for him. But it is a thing. But that episode had the alien that was God-ish esque, and so very powerful. Ooh, the wood. Oh wow. Dwad, Dwad. She's so good. She's so good. She just found it. She just found it. Y'all, if you want to get these links, they're all in here and we will publish like you click the button, Maya, that like makes it so people can access our past episodes. You do the thing that makes it so people, yeah. So, just go on the Twitch and Maya will have made it so you can access it. Or the YouTube. Well, all these links you put in the Twitch chat, are they in the YouTube chat too? Oh my gosh, Maya's so amazing at this technology. I friggin' love it. Um, Wait a second. I just thought of another alien that is like I can control time and I can do other stuff. Traveler. Although that's not really like I feel like that's not an alien. That's like a way of because like Wesley can be a traveler. Anyone can be like that. It's really smart. You just have to be really good at math. Okay, yeah, they're more an organization. You're right. Yeah, yeah. Okay, the Travelers. Yes. Oh yeah, I never read it. Oh, at the end of season two of Picard. Yes, on the Paramount app. Yeah, yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yes. He's a little kooky. That's real. That's real. Aww. Aww. I'm you. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Um, I, I, I'm just gonna say this. So, TOS. In TOS, they told a lot of stories about intrepid explorers from planet Earth traveling through the universe and happening upon aliens that were so alien and so had technology that was so beyond what we could understand that they seemed like gods. I liked that version of the universe because it made the universe seem epically large. I liked that there were a bunch of aliens that were like, oh yeah, Federation's actually like this in the larger vision. And then every time they make a Star Trek movie, or I just feel like as they kept telling Star Trek stories, they kept trying to make Star Trek, Starfleet more important to the universe, and they thereby made the universe smaller. So I appreciate these stories that feature super powerful aliens, even though sometimes it makes the story have pieces that make no sense. Like this story had some pieces in it where I was like, that don't make no sense. I'm gonna go with it, but like, what? Okay. Oh, right. The Liberal Consortium. Oh, right. Yes. It's like a bunch of aliens. Yeah. May I, may I May I share, though, that according to Memory Alpha, the Metron Consortium was a business organization. In 2373, the Virillians signed a trade agreement with the Metron Consortium, which angered the weapons dealer Hagath, as his associate Ferric had decided to visit Ryza instead of trying to negotiate for Hagath's group to get the agreement. For his failure, Hagath had Farrak killed. That is what happens in the DS9 episode Business as Usual. I believe you. It says also, according to the Okay, so it says, according to the script, Metron was pronounced as Metron. The Star Trek Encyclopedia, fourth episode, it seems odd that the Metrons who abhorred violence in TOS Arena would deal in weapons. The fact that the two might be one and the same has not been confirmed in canon. And in Star Trek Star Charts, the Metron Consortium was treated as the name of the Metron's governing body. So I just said a bunch of stuff that I think you can ignore. I think that this is you know how Star Trek writers be? They just be sometimes repeating names. I think it's believable that there are two Metron consortiums in the universe. I'm going to decide that that's what's true. I'm going to drop this from memory beta, though, just to give you some more info. That's true. She is badass. She does more than fly the ship. She makes water. She can make water. Again, Maya, for a for a hot second, I thought after she made the water, I was like, is she about to grow potatoes? Is this entire episode going to be? Because I thought there might be a time glitch thing happening where she's on the planet and it feels really long, but it's actually a very short amount of time for people outside of the wormhole. I was actually hoping that they would use that storytelling trope because that would have given her and the Gorn more time to bond. But then that was never said out loud in the plot and wasn't really I'm disappointed. I actually wanted it to be a little warp bubble in there where they were experiencing time differently so they could have like her together. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I Here's the thing. Totally. Oh yeah. Yes. 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 Yeah. But it could have been a deeper story and a more interesting story, and they could have told it in the territory that they had. So yeah, I wish that they had allowed Ortegas and the Gorn to have more time to build that relationship so it was more enemy mine. Exactly. Oh yeah. Also, frankly, I don't think it's well written when a third party has to tell you what happened. And I didn't see the Gorn is so lonely, that is why they are befriending Ortegas. What I saw was, I don't understand why this Gorn isn't killing Ortegas. Then I see Ortega saying, "Oh, you want me to stay alive so I can fix your leg?" Okay. And then the Metron tells me, "Oh, no, really? They didn't need your help. They were just lonely." And I go, "That's bad writing." Yeah. Yeah. I need you to care for. I can't reach down there or something. I don't know. Yes, the and like what's the classic Aesop fable where the mouse takes a thorn out of the lion's paw? Yeah. So I thought I was seeing a mouse lion kind of a story, and then the Metron at the end goes, "Oh no, that wasn't what was happening. She was just lonely. She was just like she just really wanted company." And I'm like, "What?" It feels like you're in a writer's room that wasn't all on the same page. What's going on? Yes. 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 The personhood. Yes. They're not monsters and they're not animals. Okay, you're right. You're right. You're right. Yes. Yes. Well, here's the thing. You can have things that are irredeemably evil. Like you can have that, and like that's actually established in this season of Strange, or this is reinforced in this season of Strange New Worlds, where Pike goes, "No, all aliens are knowable, and no, nothing is evil." And Pelia's like, "Nah, nah, for real. Some aliens are just straight up so evil that they're super duper evil, and that's why we don't have the continuing stories of what was his name? Ensign Gordy? What was his name? Ensign, my favorite ensign, the nurse ensign. He was so adorable. Um, yes, yes, a little, yeah. Gamble! Right, because he gambled. He's like, gamble. If you go down to the planet, you're taking a gamble. I called him Ensign. I'm gonna pick up this thing and look at it. What are you doing? You're a nurse. He's a like if you're a nurse and you've been sent down to do nurse shit, why are you picking up random alien artifacts and touching them with your hand? Of course. I like that character a lot. Anyway, that was like interestingly enough, those were two ancient. So we had two super duper ancient aliens. One who might or might not be the Q, and then the other ones that are so freaking evil, and they piggybacked into the universe because of what the might or might not Q were doing to try and become timeless and ageless and be able to exist outside of time and space. Um, no, they can't be the Metrons. They can't be the Met. They're not the Met. Actually, maybe I'm wrong. I just said they're not the Metrons. How they could totally be the Metrons, actually. If the Metrons are existing outside of time and space, then they could create some weird instance that allows them to like So actually, let me put that to the side. Maybe they are the Metrons. Who knows? No, not the evil ones. The good ones. The good ones. Like the ones that like the where the Vesda. Right. Yeah. So yeah, I don't think that we have ever experienced the Vesda or know the Vesda. But it was suggested that there was an alien species that was trying to upscale their existence, and in doing so with this technology, they allowed the Vesda to piggyback into our universe. And it suggested that maybe that was the cue, but that is not said explicitly. I I like those kinds of storytelling moments where you're hinting that maybe might. I don't like it when they're like, actually, this is definitely we're the Metrons, and this is definitely what's happening. I go, oh, you just narrowed and made the universe smaller and made the storytelling slightly less. And you also made it less. I also, frankly, I'm a Star Trek nerd. I like to fan cast and create. I like to come up with story in my head that explains why that happened. That is pleasurable to me, and I think that there are producers working on Star Trek that don't want me to do that. They want to prevent me from making up story and making up why it was like. And I'm like, why are you doing that to me? You're messing up part of why I like Star Trek. I loved it. I loved it. Just a static work. Yes. 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 Yeah. I I liked it. I liked it, but also it feels like Star Trek Strange New Worlds is like, okay, so here's all the things we're going to reference from other Star Trek properties. So this is the moment where we're going to give this audience demographic the moment where they go, so that's where that came from. And they do it every episode, and I am not totally in love with that, even though I liked them doing this. I'm cheap. I'm cheap, and I liked it, but I can tell they don't respect me as an audience member. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah. 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 Although I gotta say, Maya, revisiting Star Trek Enterprise, I enjoy the places where they invented new canon and introduced new ideas and new concepts. And in retrospect, like there were moments where I, as an audience member, when it was happening, I was like, I don't know about this. This is different. But then it happened and it was good, and then I liked it. I go, the writer who writes that respects me as an audience member and knows that I can grow into enjoying more Star Trek stuff. Star Trek can be new Star Trek. It doesn't have to only always be self-referential old school Trek. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Like, but they're never ever referenced in a Voyager or TNG or Deep Space Nine, so you want them, and they were invented in Enterprise. I wanted them more in Discovery. I wanted them more. I do like world building, and sometimes Star Trek can be sloppy with its world building, universe building. Yeah. Well, but here's the thing. Okay, yeah, but here's the thing. Lower Decks did the thing that I'm complaining about with Strange New Worlds, but did it smart and good so that I liked it. So, like, I'm remembering the episode in Lower Decks. I'm about to spoil a Lower Decks episode a little bit, where there was the episode where the first officer gets like hyper infused with power and becomes like a god, and it's making references. So if you're familiar with what it's referencing, oh my god, that's so funny. Oh my god, that's so funny. But also, if you don't know what it's referencing, the episode holds up by itself, and the storytelling logics pay off for character growth. So we see, I enjoy it. Now this episode of Strange New Worlds, I enjoyed the character. I found the character arc for Ortegas to be fine, and it was fine. I found the character arcs for every other character not that great. In this episode, we got to find out that Uhura is willing to break the rules to save a friend. Like, Uhura did not do any awesome new science or make a hard choice that was the right hard choice to make. Uhura actually avoided all the hard choices and didn't make them and lied. And Pike was like, yeah, I knew you were lying, and I was going to let you get away with the lying because I wanted to save her. And I was like, I don't think I like the story arcs you wrote for the other characters in this episode. Una was just like, every scene with Una was like, we might, like, I know we don't want to let Ortegas go, but we might have to let her go. And it was the same note every scene. Yeah. Exactly. We got to get the vaccines. We got to get the vaccine to the planet. This is another repeating Star Trek. The Star Trek, in Star Trek, it is a repeating plot that the Enterprise has got to get the vaccines to that planet. The vaccines got to get to the planet. Did you know that the future is pro-vaccination? The future is pro-vaccination. God damn it. Yeah. Hey, well, here's the thing. They don't know from the alien diseases, and getting vaccinated saves lives. I like that every Star Trek show you watch, you're gonna have that point reinforced for you. This might be why Paramount Plus started getting rid of all of its Star Treks. Um, I know we went over time. I know. Yes. Jack. I do too. Sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if that's true. I don't think we got enough. I don't think we got to see it. Maya, I don't think that's actually true. I think he has a persona. Okay, maybe you're right. I'm gonna have to revisit all of them. This is the thing I love about Star Trek. I will have a Star Trek conversation with Maiamama, and it'll be like, you know what? you should just probably watch every single episode that features Jack Ransom. That's probably going to be the most fun way to answer this question. Maiamama, I am very excited to meet with you on Thursday of next week to talk about Star Trek. Now, y'all, this was a very special Trek talk where we held it on a Saturday because I felt tired on Thursday and didn't want to do it. And this is the kind of show that's pleasure activism. We're going to produce this when it feels good to us. So make sure you are following us on all of our channels. Make sure you're following and subscribing on Claudia Alick Love on the TikTok. You're following and subscribing, Calling Up Justice on the Twitch, and Claudia Alick Calling Up Justice, or whatever our channel's called on YouTube. Follow us in all the places. You got to follow us because you never know when we're about to drop all of the Star Trek science. Maiamama, amazing Star Trek research. Thank you for putting up all of these beautiful photos. Just thank you, Maiamama, for making this such an amazing conversation. I had this light bulb moment right before we had the show today, because I was thinking about how you do this thing where you put together all the pieces to have the best Star Trek nerdy conversation. And I was like, we could probably take all of your like notes and stuff and put them into like a little thing and give them to other people. So if they wanted to have a Star Trek conversation like we had, they could have a list of, these are the episodes you'd want to talk about. And these are the, yes, yes, for people to have epic Star Trek conversations. I am. Maiamama does some